I'm Lahia.
I'm Brad, and we are Poly Farms.
We're located in the Navaeha region, and that's translated as the Four Great Waters. When it came time to name the farm, one of the first things we looked at was the traditional name of this place, which is Poli. Calling places by their traditional name, I think, is really important because those names oftentimes carry the story of that place.
So many people have been on this land before us doing hard work that it became our responsibility to kind of be farmers and mahiʻai and bring this place back to, being a really highly productive food-producing place.
We really look to the mahiʻai, or the traditional Hawaiian farmer, as inspiration, as our original mentor. They did things that would support the health of the soil, therefore the health of the plants, therefore the health of the people who eat those plants.
For us, being on this aina, we wanted to go more toward planting the traditional crops that thrive here. And also from a cultural perspective, it was a way for us to connect to the Hawaiian culture.
Most of the crops that we grow are what's considered canoe crops, and they're called canoe crops because they came here when the first Polynesian voyagers arrived on these shores. Put simply, agroforestry is a food forest. It's an ohana of trees and a diversity of trees all growing together in one place.
With agroforestry or polyforestry, having a diversity of crops is key. Having an agroforestry system just is a way to keep things more in balance, just kind of mimicking nature. This region, it was known as being one of the largest kalo producing regions in all of Hawaii. They say there were 3,000 plus acres of loʻi kalo irrigated like this, so it was the breadbasket of Maui.
So loʻi are the irrigated terraces used for growing kalo or taro. And so these are our loʻi right here. Kalo plays a huge role in Hawaiian culture. It's in the Hawaiian creation chant, talking about where we came from as Hawaiians. It talks about kalo as being the ancestor to all of us. So it's really from a emotional and from like a mental place. I mean, kalo is the center of creation for Hawaiians. We do have different oli or chants that we'll do to during a different season maybe, or to ask for rain. For some people, that might be a little bit out there. It's another sort of tool that we have as farmers, as a Hawaiian farmer.
Another way that we connect to the Hawaiian culture is that we plant by the kaulana mahina, or the Hawaiian moon calendar. The kaulana mahina is not just the moon calendar, but it's this generational knowledge that's been passed down for, thousands of years. The Hawaiians are master navigators as well, using the moon and the stars. So they had vast knowledge of the cosmos and how that affected us here on Earth. It might be thought of as being primitive by planting with these passed down traditions, but we think of it as being very advanced.
I think it's just a beautiful way to approach farming, is from this very deep understanding and this very deep, close relationship with the plants and the soil that you're working with. I'm in awe of them, to be honest. It makes me really proud as a Hawaiian to know what my ancestors were able to accomplish.
And we're trying to get back to what they're doing by doing it naturally and organically, or actually what they would just call farming, and we call regenerative farming or sustainable farming, but to them it was just farming.
What we're doing has meaning, not only for us, but for the land that we're cultivating and the people who eat the food. Putting that seed in the ground is just the beginning of that story.